Hey there and welcome to our channel, where today we're gonna be taking a look at episode 19 of season 2 of our show. If you like what you see, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an upload. Also, if you enjoy this video, then please consider leaving us a like because it helps us out so much. And hey, while you're at it, why not comment too? We love reading what you have to say. The episode opens with the beast slamming into the northern fortress walls, smashing them to pieces. With the entrance breached, the undead begin pouring through and the soldiers fighting to hold the line are quickly overwhelmed. Lauren Wolf manages to fight his way to the front of the fray and sees that the situation is quickly becoming hopeless. He tells the remaining soldiers to stand and fight, warning them that if they run, the enemy will hunt them down to the ends of the earth. Then he charges into the horde, trying to get a clear shot at the monster. Meanwhile, the rest of the soldiers, inspired by Loran's call to arms, find new strength within themselves and continue to fight against the undead. One soldier sees an opening and manages to land a strike against the beast, causing it to roar in anger and pain. However, the creature shakes off the blow and easily dispatches several more soldiers before they can mount any sort of defense. Soon enough, the entire army has been wiped out, save for Lauren himself. With the beast's attention focused elsewhere, Lauren uses a well-timed maneuver to get behind the monster and stabs it directly in the leg. This causes the beast to let out a deafening roar and stumble backwards. It turns its head to face Lauren, who stands firm despite the monster's furious expression. The creature takes a step toward Lauren, then another, readying itself to attack. Lauren knows that he's in trouble, but he's determined to hold his ground and buy some time until reinforcements arrive. But the beast is too strong for him to handle on his own. Just as it prepares to deliver a killing blow, however, Elena Dragon appears on the scene and breathes a torrent of flame onto the beast, forcing it to retreat back into the shadows. The soldiers watch in amazement as Elena and her army of dragons ride into the fray and begin mowing down the undead horde. Elena leads the charge, her black dragon breathing fire and fury as it takes out dozens of the undead with every pass. She lets out a battle cry, urging her troops to push forward and drive the enemy back. Her presence gives the soldiers renewed hope, and they follow her into battle with vigor. One by one, the dragons take out the monsters until the horde is almost completely wiped out. Just as Elena thinks they may have won the battle, however, the ground begins to shake once again. The undead beast emerges from the shadows, looking angrier and more determined than before. It lets out a deafening roar, challenging Elena and her forces to do their worst. Elena accepts the challenge and orders her dragons to attack. The dragons open fire, and for a moment, it seems as though they may win. But suddenly, the beast lets out another roar and disappears into the shadows, reappearing behind one of the dragons. It strikes the dragon down, killing it instantly. The other dragons turn to attack, but the beast is too quick for them. It dodges their attacks and strikes one of them down as well. Before long, all of the dragons have been taken out, and Elena is left standing alone against the beast. She calls for her soldiers to help her, but they are too afraid to come any closer. They watch helplessly as Elena fights for her life. Suddenly, the sky clears and for the first time in hours, they can see the full extent of the damage done to the fortress. The beast takes advantage of Elena's distraction and strikes her down, just as it is about to deliver the killing blow. However, the sound of thunder echoes over the battlefield. The soldiers look up to see a massive black cloud forming overhead. The beast looks up as well, sensing danger, just as it is about to flee. However, a bolt of lightning strikes it, pinning it to the ground. Elena watches in amazement as the cloud takes on a humanoid shape and hovers over the beast. From out of the corner of her eye, she sees the soldiers beginning to stir. Taking advantage of the situation, she calls out to them, urging them to seize this opportunity and finish the beast off. The soldiers need no telling twice. They charge forward, weapons raised, and together they strike the beast down. With the beast defeated, the soldiers cheer and celebrate their victory. They had managed to hold off the undead horde and save their kingdom. As the celebration dies down, however, Lauren approaches Elena, his expression grave. He tells her that although they have won this battle, the war is far from over. They have only seen the tip of the iceberg, and they should prepare for the worst. Suddenly, the ground beneath their feet begins to shake once again, and the soldiers scramble for cover. Out of the corner of her eye, Elena sees Lauren disappear and knows that he must have fled to safety. She turns to face the source of the disturbance and is shocked to see a massive army of undead rising from the ground. At the forefront of the horde is a tall, imposing figure clad in black armor. Elena watches in horror as the figure raises his hand and dozens of the undead shamble forward, their eyes glowing an eerie blue. She knows that they are in trouble and quickly issues an order for the troops to prepare for battle. Meanwhile, Adrian has become suspicious of Celine's behavior and decides to follow her to see what she is up to. As she walks through the castle, she hears her handmaidens talking in hushed tones and becomes curious. She pauses to listen in on their conversation and learns that they are discussing a plan to overthrow the king and replace him with a puppet ruler. Celine is disgusted by what she hears and sends the handmaiden away. She knows that she must do something to stop this plot before it's too late. As the sun sets, the Night King of Shadows addresses his army, ordering them to attack and destroy everything in their path. The undead shamble forward, their eyes burning with unholy fire. The soldiers meet them head-on, weapons raised, and for a moment, it seems as though they may stand a chance. But the undead are too strong, and soon the soldiers are overwhelmed. The Night King watches as his army does battle with the human forces. He is pleased with the progress they are making, but knows that it will take time to defeat the enemy. He turns to his lieutenant and gives him an order. The lieutenant nods and disappears into the chaos. As the battle rages on, the Night King senses a change in the wind. He turns to face the source of the disturbance and sees Elena and her dragons approaching. He knows that he must do something to stop them before they can interfere. He raises his hand and a wave of energy blasts out, knocking Elena and her dragons off course. She crashes to the ground and is knocked unconscious. The Night King watches as the dragons are driven away and knows that he has won this battle. He turns back to the fray and resumes his attack. Lauren, who has been hiding nearby, watches the battle unfold with interest. He knows that he cannot intervene directly, but is eager to see how the Night King fares against Elena and her dragons. As the battle reaches its climax, Lauren sees an opportunity to strike. He charges forward, sword raised, and takes out the Night King's lieutenant. This distracts the Night King long enough for Elena to recover and mount her dragon. She takes to the skies and breathes a torrent of flame onto the Night King's army, incinerating dozens of the undead. The Night King watches as his forces are decimated and knows that he must flee. He disappears into the shadows, leaving his army to fend for itself. In the aftermath of the battle, Lauren and Elena meet up and exchange glances. They both know that this is only the beginning of the war and that the true battles are yet to come. As the sun rises, the soldiers survey the damage done to the fortress. They are exhausted and demoralized, but know that they must press on. The war is far from over and they have much to avenge. And with that, our episode comes to a close. What did you think of the Night King of Shadows? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Until next time, farewell.